Now, Jack, a completely unrelated question. Do you like MrBeast?
No.
Jack, do you think MrBeast ruined YouTube?
Yes.
Now, in all honesty, Jack, why?
Because it became more about views, money, and popularity than it did about having fun.
You just don't think he had fun playing Squid Games? You don't think he had fun riding on yachts? Building wells in Africa? I don't know.
If he had fun doing those videos, they'd be longer. We'd see the fun.
Ooh.
Thought you were going to get me with that one, didn't you?
Jacksepticeye has been openly questioning MrBeast for a while now. Whether it's Jimmy appearing alongside Elon Musk during controversial moments, promoting massive tech ideas, or growing huge business ventures that attract younger audiences, Jack has repeatedly said that something about MrBeast's direction just doesn't feel right to him. As more headlines keep appearing, some viewers have started wondering if Jack noticed these changes long before most people did. The back and forth between Jack and Jimmy has technically been building for years. It first gained major attention in September 2023 during a lie detector video when Jack was asked if he believed MrBeast had ruined YouTube. Jack didn't hesitate, and to understand why he sees things that way, you have to look at where he came from.
But it won't be easy. Good news, you have Slackbot, the powerful new AI from Salesforce to help you decipher the puzzle.
Alongside creators like DanTDM and Markiplier, Jacksepticeye was part of what many fans still call YouTube's gaming golden era. Back then, everything was much simpler. Most creators used OBS, basic webcams, long gaming sessions, and very little editing. The videos weren't polished or built like huge productions. They felt real and personal. For millions of people who grew up watching them, that content became a source of comfort because it was all about personality, connection, and sharing the experience together. Then MrBeast's style of content started changing what many viewers expected from YouTube. Instead of simple gameplay videos, YouTube started moving toward giant productions. Bigger budgets, massive sets, extreme challenges, huge cash prizes, and non-stop spectacle became the new standard. Jimmy built his channel around doing everything on a larger scale. Each upload seemed to push for even bigger ideas, higher stakes, and more attention, and that's where the split in opinions really started. Some people see MrBeast as the natural evolution of YouTube, while others feel it marked the point where the platform became less personal and more like big-budget television with a comment section. Jimmy also appeared to take Jack's comments seriously. He responded on Twitter with a lengthy message saying that instead of spending his money on mansions or luxury cars, he reinvested it into creating content that he believes inspires people and has a positive impact.
Which is a computer chip surgically implanted into the brain, enabling people like Nolan here to reconnect to the world. So you were paralyzed from the neck down?
Yeah, and for about 8 years, I was trying to find some purpose in my life.
And then you got Neuralink, and what has that changed?
Anything anyone can do on a computer, I can do.
And he literally does it by using only his brain.
He also stressed that he genuinely enjoys making his videos and suggested that some critics were misreading what he was trying to do. That exchange quickly exploded into a huge online debate. Supporters argued that MrBeast had raised the standard for YouTube, created jobs, and helped many people through his charitable work. Critics, meanwhile, said his approach encouraged an increasingly competitive environment where smaller creators struggle to keep up. YouTube was once known as a place where almost anyone with a camera could jump in and build an audience. Today, some creators and viewers feel the expectations have become much bigger and more production-heavy, and that conversation only grew louder this year. During the Super Bowl, MrBeast appeared in an advertisement promoting Slack's AI assistant, bringing even more attention to the discussion around his growing influence. While some people saw it as a normal business decision, others criticized it, arguing that wider use of AI could replace certain jobs. Whether those concerns are justified or not remains a matter of opinion, but the discussion added to a growing perception among some viewers that Jimmy is increasingly connected with major corporate tech projects. Around the same time, MrBeast also publicly showed interest in Elon Musk's Neuralink project. Neuralink is developing implantable brain-computer interface technology that aims to help people with paralysis or certain neurological conditions communicate and regain some abilities. On paper, many people see it as groundbreaking medical research with the potential to improve lives. At the same time, some viewers felt uneasy seeing influencers discuss experimental brain implant technology with such large audiences, including many younger viewers. Critics argue that presenting brain interface technology as exciting and futuristic could make people more comfortable with the idea of private companies handling highly sensitive biological data, even as the technology is still developing. Supporters pushed back by saying that major medical breakthroughs have always depended on public interest, funding, and optimism. No matter which side people agreed with, the discussion spread quickly. Then another announcement grabbed attention. MrBeast revealed that he had acquired a stake in Step, a financial services app mainly designed for teens and young adults. The app is focused on helping younger users build credit, manage their money, and learn the basics of personal finance. Jimmy presented the investment as a positive move, explaining that no one had really taught him about investing or credit when he was growing up, and he wanted to help give young people that opportunity. While many people viewed that message positively, some critics quickly began raising questions about how the platform was structured and operated. Some people pointed out that financial apps aimed at teenagers need to be handled with extra care, especially when topics like credit, interest rates, and borrowing are involved.
Some people are saying that Jimmy buying a bank whose main product are payday loans targeted towards the youth sounds predatory. But when has a beloved creator with a Minecraft channel ever turned out to be a predator? Besides, if there's one thing I've learned on the internet, when an influencer starts up a financial service with a big focus on cryptocurrency, it's definitely not a scam. Personally, I'm excited for the next phase of MrBeast's challenge content. Single mothers versus rising interest rates. Guy who financed a Hellcat he can't afford versus repo man with tow truck. Could you imagine defaulting on your mortgage with MrBeast? They just show up to your house, repossess it, and immediately start giving it away for YouTube videos.
Online discussions raised concerns about things like high APRs, fees, or the risk of debt, although those issues depend on how the platform is used and the specific terms offered. The bigger debate quickly became this: when a creator with one of the world's largest young audiences invests in a financial services app, is it mainly about giving people useful financial tools, or does it also turn trust and influence into a business opportunity? That answer depends on how responsibly the platform operates and how clearly it explains its terms. Around that time, Jacksepticeye reacted with a simple yikes emoji to a post suggesting that critics who had previously called MrBeast dangerous were dismissed too quickly. To many viewers, the message behind Jack's reaction was easy to understand. He appears to believe that Jimmy's transformation from a scrappy YouTuber into a major business figure deserves closer attention. Whether that level of scrutiny is completely justified or goes too far is still heavily debated, but one thing is hard to ignore. The MrBeast of 2017 is very different from the MrBeast people see today. He's no longer known only for wild challenge videos. He's also a business owner, a brand, an investor, and someone who works with major companies and well-known figures. At that level, every decision is examined closely and often sparks strong reactions. The bigger question isn't whether MrBeast is good or bad. It's whether this is the direction people expected YouTube to take. Some critics argue that large business investments are driven by commercial goals, as well as any positive mission presented publicly, while supporters see them as a natural part of growing a successful brand. That debate shows no signs of ending anytime soon. That's why some critics argue this isn't simply an act of generosity, it's also a business decision. Lewis Spears also weighed in on the Step announcement, and many people found his breakdown both funny and thought-provoking. He raised a straightforward question: are people really going to trust their hard-earned money to someone called MrBeast? That comment captured the concern some people were already talking about. When MrBeast announced he was acquiring a stake in Step, he presented it as a way to help young people. He explained that no one had taught him much about investing or building credit while he was growing up, so he wanted to give others a stronger financial foundation than he had.
It's a new way to make professional-looking viral thumbnails with zero Photoshop experience. And the best part is, this new method works in every niche. Whether you do gaming, cooking, beauty, this works for all of them. From creating custom results from any channel to literally being able to put your face on a thumbnail, it literally feels like cheating. This is the home of the AI tool where you can type in any channel on all of YouTube and it will use it as inspiration for the thumbnail it's generating. So for example, let's say you're MrBeast. You would just type in MrBeast here. Now it's gonna look at all my recent videos and get inspiration from them. And for the prompt, I'm gonna type in stranded on a volcano. And there you go, we now have a thumbnail with me dangling on the side of a volcano. This is perfect for inspiration, and if you do a couple iterations with the system, this is how you can literally generate your thumbnails going forward.
On the surface, that message sounds responsible and helpful. But critics pointed out that it is still a financial product aimed primarily at teens and young adults. They argue that younger users can be especially influenced by creators they admire, making it important for financial products to be presented with clear information, transparency, and realistic expectations rather than relying on the creator's reputation alone. Critics argue that once conversations shift from entertainment to topics like credit, loans, and APRs, the stakes become much more serious. At that point, they say it's no longer just fun YouTube content. It's about financial decisions that can have real consequences. That's a big reason why some people reacted with skepticism, and it ties directly into the larger conversation Jacksepticeye has been having about the direction YouTube is taking. More recently, YouTube CEO Neil Mohan announced that creators would soon be able to use AI tools to generate shorts using their own likeness. He also said that more than 1 million channels were already using YouTube's AI creation tools every day. Jack responded by quote-posting the announcement with just 3 words, "I'm tired, boss." That short response sparked plenty of discussion. AI tools that can recreate a creator's face, voice, mannerisms, and style raise big questions about the future of online content. For someone like Jack, whose channel was built around personality, energy, and authenticity, it's understandable why that kind of automation could feel unsettling and why he has expressed concern about where those changes might lead. That reaction speaks volumes to some viewers. AI tools that can recreate your face, your voice, your mannerisms, and even your style could dramatically change what content creation looks like. For someone like Jack, whose channel grew because of his personality, energy, and authenticity, the idea of AI-generated versions of creators making content can feel unsettling. From Jack's perspective, the focus risks shifting away from creativity and toward pure output. Instead of asking, "What's the most interesting video I can make today?" the conversation can become, "How many videos can be produced this week? How quickly can thumbnails be generated? How optimized is the pacing? How efficiently can revenue be increased?" Those are the kinds of questions that some creators worry will shape the platform more and more. Critics argue that this type of system naturally favors creators whose content already relies heavily on data and optimization, and they often point to MrBeast as an example. Jimmy has openly talked about improving things like retention, thumbnails, pacing, packaging, and analytics. Because of that, some people believe that if YouTube continues expanding AI tools and automation, larger data-driven creators could gain even more advantages over creators whose biggest strength is their individual personality and style. One of the new features was an AI thumbnail generator that could create thumbnail ideas inspired by the visual style of other channels. It was promoted as a way to help smaller creators improve their presentation and compete with bigger channels more easily, but the feature immediately sparked criticism. Jack noticed that his own logo appeared in promotional material for the tool, and he didn't hide how he felt. He said he hated what the platform was becoming.
How's it going, guys? A week ago, I launched an AI thumbnail tool to help small creators make better thumbnails, and I thought people were going to be pretty excited about it, but I definitely missed the mark. If you open up Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. And so I read all your guys' feedback, and I've been thinking a lot about it. And so we just enacted some changes that I think you guys will find positive. And so going forward, there is no AI thumbnail tool. Anyone from now on that signs up for ViewStats Pro, there will not be the AI thumbnail tool. It just doesn't exist. We pulled it down. And on top of that, I wanted to go one step further to really show artists out there that I care. If you go on viewstats.com, under our more tools section, it will say hire thumbnail artists. And if you click that, it'll take you to a page of artist portfolios where you can commission a real thumbnail artist to make you a real thumbnail. So I care more than any of you could ever imagine about the YouTube community. I mean, obviously I'm the biggest YouTuber in the world, and I don't take that responsibility lightly. And so, it deeply makes me sad when I do something that, people in the community are upset by. And I also want to put out there that I guarantee you, I have spent more money on thumbnail artists than any other YouTuber in the world. I've probably spent more money on thumbnail artists than the top 100 creators combined. I mean, I have a small army of thumbnail artists that work for me. I'm looking to hire more thumbnail artists. So I just want to put that out there. And I have no intention of firing my thumbnail artists or anything. Like, this is, just supposed to help make them more effective and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know what I'm saying. But regardless, it doesn't matter. The tool's down for future people that sign up for ViewStats Pro. And now it's a funnel to help artists make more money. So I'm really excited. Go check it out. Hey, go to viewstats.com and click on the Hire the Artist tab. And
from his point of view, it seemed like creativity was being pushed aside in favor of AI systems that learn from existing content, raising bigger questions about originality and the future of YouTube. For many thumbnail designers, the announcement raised understandable concerns. People who make a living creating original thumbnails suddenly worried about competing with an AI tool that could generate similar-looking designs in seconds. Entire communities of freelance designers rely on their creative skills, So the idea of automation replacing part of that work sparked a wider debate about originality, creative ownership, and the future of those jobs. To Jimmy's credit, he later apologized and removed the feature. He acknowledged that he had missed the mark and announced that the AI thumbnail tool would no longer be available, a decision that many people saw as a response to the feedback and criticism it received. On the surface, the response looked responsible, but some critics were still left unconvinced. Rather than focusing only on whether the feature was a mistake, they felt the conversation quickly shifted toward celebrating thumbnail designers and highlighting support for the creative community.
MrBeast is using child labor and slave labor for his chocolates today and has been since late 2023. When Feastables first launched in January of 2022, if you went into their FAQ, their frequently asked questions section, they proudly displayed that they were child labor free and slave labor free. As a matter of fact, in April of 2023, they doubled down and they added to their list of main menu options this option that said we're slave free. And if you clicked it, it had an entire dedicated page talking about how they were free of slave labor and child labor. But just a few months later, in October of 2023, that main page item that said we're slave free, that was removed. In addition, in the frequently asked questions section, that stuff about being child labor free and slave labor free, that stuff also disappeared. Later in May of 2024, and even to this day, there's no mention whatsoever at all about any kind of ethical sourcing of ingredients. When MrBeast first launched Feastables, it was in line with his brand. They were clearly trying to do things ethically. They actually got a certification from the Rainforest Alliance. Once you're certified, you're able to use their logo, which is a little frog, on all of your products, your website, on all of that stuff. When I saw the packaging for Feastables, both old and new, there was no Rainforest Alliance certified logo anywhere. He knew that one day they were going to get rid of that certification. You see, if one day that package has a frog logo on it and the next day it disappears, people will notice. They will especially notice because the Feastables bar, MrBeast sent this thing to everyone, to all the huge YouTubers. So instead, they decided to only put it on their website because at the end of the day, who the hell reads a website except for weirdos like me? And if it was on the website one day and then gone the next, no one would notice except for, again, weirdos like me. And sure enough, if you look at their website today, there's nothing about the Rainforest Alliance certification, nothing about being child labor free, nothing about being slave labor free. By doing it this way, I think they tried to fool everyone into thinking that their chocolate is still child labor free and slave labor free.
To those critics, it became another redemption moment. Whether that impression was fair or not is still debated, but they argued that many controversies involving MrBeast eventually turn into positive stories for his brand. That pattern is one reason some people remain skeptical, and it wasn't the first time Jack had publicly pushed back. In 2024, when Jimmy teamed up with Logan Paul and KSY to launch their snack brand, longtime creator Dan TDM criticized the partnership.
What do you think?
No. You know what, Jimmy?
Best burger you've ever had?
I said, this was filmed before the law.
It is a 6.5 out of 10, baby.
You forgot a couple numbers. What do you not like about it? No, it's the greatest burger you've ever had.
I said,
No, but I like it.
What do you not like about it?
I like that it's free.
No, you have to tell us why it's just 6 out of 10.
Well, I'm a vegan for starters.
Cut.
I would buy one of these. It's really nice. Guys, it's very nice. I don't know. I've got really good for intensifying it. It's going to explode.
you can see the exact moment I realised that my jokes are not landing. Right here.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much.
And then he kicked me out.
No one ever believes anything I say. So, I mean, because they're like, you're a billionaire. I'm like, that's net worth. I have negative money right now. I'm borrowing money. That's how little money I have. Technically, everyone watching this video has more money than me and their bank account if you subtract the equity value of my company, which doesn't buy me McDonald's in the morning or whatever.
Dan questioned whether selling products directly to a large audience of younger viewers was really the direction YouTube should be moving in. Jack quickly showed support for Dan's comments. For them, the discussion wasn't just about one snack product. It was about what it represented. Many early YouTube creators built their audiences through personality, creativity, and the content itself, rather than expanding into consumer brands. Back then, many creators mainly earned money through ads and the occasional sponsorship. Today, some of the biggest names have entire business ecosystems connected to their brands, from chocolate bars and fast food partnerships to financial apps, AI tools, and other products. As new launches keep appearing, some viewers have started connecting the dots. To them, it feels less like creators simply sharing something they're excited about and more like carefully planned brand expansion reaching the same audience again and again. For many longtime viewers and creators, that shift makes YouTube feel far more corporate than it once did. They remember a platform where someone could turn on a cheap webcam, record gameplay, and build a loyal audience through personality alone. That doesn't mean MrBeast or anyone else is doing something inherently wrong, but it helps explain why creators like Jacksepticeye have expressed frustration with the platform's direction. Jack comes from a time when YouTube felt more like a creative playground than a large-scale business. Now some creators feel it operates more like a major media enterprise. When people combine discussions about financial apps for younger users, AI tools that can imitate creative styles, and a steady stream of new product launches, it's easier to understand why some believe YouTube is moving further away from the qualities that made it feel unique in the first place.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jimmy, MrBeast. Yeah, there's this charity thing called Team Water where every dollar donated is a year of clean water for someone in need. Your friends here were saying you were a very generous soul.
Are you really gonna do this shit? I fucking did the McDonald's drive-thru, man. Is this gonna happen to me? Just give me a number, Jimmy.
All right, so Jinxie, Logan, they both just committed $100,000 and
100K? No way.
I see tweets all the time about how you're the most watched Twitch streamer, like watch time every month. You're like crushing it.
And you know what? You know how much I get paid for that? 17 cents. It's a big day for me. I'll donate. I'll donate, Jimmy. I'm not gonna donate $100,000. I'm gonna be honest. That's a lot of money.
You're putting people on the spot. Put me on the spot too, man. And now I'm broke.
Y'all try to make me look like an asshole. That's what's going on. I know what's going on here.
Whether MrBeast is helping drive this shift or simply adapting to where YouTube is already heading is still open to debate. What is clear is that the platform keeps changing, and not everyone is happy with that direction. Take Feastables, for example. The brand was promoted as a chocolate option with less sugar, fewer calories, and a simpler ingredient list than many traditional candy bars. Some critics, however, argued that the differences were fairly modest. They pointed out that small changes, such as slightly less sugar or a few fewer calories, don't necessarily make a product a major breakthrough in nutrition. Others, including creator Agnes Lee, also raised questions about sourcing and ethical production practices, adding another layer to the broader discussion surrounding the brand. The criticism wasn't that Jimmy personally controlled or approved harmful labor practices. Instead, some people pointed to the fact that chocolate supply chains have long faced scrutiny across the industry and can be difficult to fully monitor. Because of that, they argued that any company entering the space should expect tough questions about sourcing and oversight. Once again, perception became a big part of the conversation. When a public figure builds a reputation around doing good, many people pay close attention to every business decision. Around the same time, MrBeast Burger generated excitement because it appeared that Jimmy had launched a nationwide restaurant brand.
Should we go for 10 mil? 10 mil? No, I just throwing it out there. I mean, 10 million's a nice round number. No. I was kidding. But, or less.
I'm gonna give it a buck. I was a little bit mad at Jimmy for not ending at 5 mil because of the way that it was ending. And I was mad at him again for not ending the second time. And people were gonna say, why are you mad at him? You're basically more money. But that's not the point though. The point is that I feel like as a person, not as a streamer, I was mad because the guy, Hayes, he was paying money for charity to wrap it up.
In reality, it operated through a ghost kitchen model, which surprised some customers and sparked another round of discussion. Instead of building and operating its own restaurants, the brand partnered with hundreds of existing kitchens to prepare and deliver burgers under the MrBeast name. Unlike traditional restaurant chains that oversee their own kitchens, training, and quality standards, this model depended on third-party operators. As a result, customers in different locations sometimes had very different experiences, leading to ongoing concerns about consistency. Reports and customer complaints included cold food, undercooked burgers, moldy buns, and uneven quality depending on where the order was placed. MrBeast later sued the company managing the brand, seeking more than $100 million in damages and alleging that the quality problems had harmed his reputation. Since then, reports indicate that only one official Beast Burger location remains, a detail that has continued to fuel discussion among critics. Critics questioned the rollout strategy. They asked why the brand expanded across the country so quickly instead of first proving it could deliver consistent quality everywhere. To them, it looked like rapid growth took priority over refining the customer experience, even though others argued that scaling quickly is common for ambitious businesses. The debate doesn't stop there. Some viewers also believe Jimmy appears uncomfortable when his projects receive criticism. They point to interview moments where he's asked whether his content has changed YouTube for the worse, and say his expression seems to shift briefly. That's an interpretation rather than a confirmed fact, but those moments have become part of the wider conversation surrounding his public image. Then there's Beastland, a theme park project announced in the Middle East. On the surface, it looked like another major business expansion, but some critics quickly pointed to ongoing concerns that have been raised about labor conditions in parts of the region, particularly involving migrant workers. They did not argue that MrBeast was personally responsible for those broader issues. Instead, they questioned the optics of entering that environment. For critics, the bigger issue is consistency. When a public figure builds a brand around philanthropy and doing positive things, people often examine every partnership more closely.
Team Water, what do you think of when you think of that? You're not thinking of any other creator except MrBeast. So MrBeast gets all the credit. So, when he's, asking people to donate on his stream and stuff and pressuring them, and I think it's just kind of a little weird. Like, bro, when they're pressuring these creators to donate money and everything for that, I can see why some creators don't want to do it because it's MrBeast's name that gets all the recognition.
Some asked whether large tourism or investment projects can involve difficult trade-offs behind the scenes, while others viewed the expansion as a normal international business decision. Another topic that has sparked discussion is how Jimmy describes his finances in interviews. He has said that he personally has less money than many people assume because he reinvests a large portion of his earnings back into his businesses and future projects, a claim that has prompted both support and skepticism from different audiences. Technically, that explanation can make sense when comparing available cash to the value of business assets. Company founders often reinvest profits, borrow against equity, or own businesses that are worth far more on paper than the cash sitting in their bank accounts. That's a common part of how modern business finance works. Even so, some viewers remain unconvinced. From their perspective, hearing someone who oversees companies worth hundreds of millions, or potentially more, say they have less money than people expect can feel hard to relate to, even if the financial explanation is accurate. They point to the size of the operation, the enormous production budgets, and the scale of the business as reasons why that message doesn't always connect with the average viewer. At the same time, it's important to acknowledge that MrBeast has carried out well-known charitable projects. He has funded surgeries, helped build wells, and donated substantial amounts of money through various initiatives, accomplishments that are widely recognized even by people who disagree with other aspects of his business approach. Those projects have had a real impact, and many people recognize that. At the same time, some critics argue that even charitable campaigns can become closely tied to the content and publicity surrounding them. They point to initiatives like Team Water, where a live stream fundraising effort included encouraging other streamers and creators to join in and donate publicly. Some viewers believe there's a fine line between raising awareness and making philanthropy part of the performance, and that's the bigger conversation driving all of this. Energy drinks, burgers, chocolate, snacks, financial apps, tech partnerships, theme parks, AI tools. New ventures seem to appear regularly. As that list keeps growing, some viewers have started asking a bigger question. Are the biggest YouTubers still creators first, or have they become business leaders who also happen to make content? Jacksepticeye and DanTDM aren't arguing that Jimmy didn't work hard or that he failed to change YouTube in a major way. They aren't denying his success. Instead, they're questioning the direction the platform itself is taking and what that means for the future of online creators. YouTube began as a place where almost anyone with a webcam could upload something personal. It was messy, unpredictable, and driven by personality more than production value. Today, many of the biggest channels operate like full-scale businesses, complete with marketing teams, data analysts, and long-term expansion plans. Whether you admire MrBeast or criticize him, many people see him as the clearest example of that transformation. The bigger debate isn't about labeling one creator as good or bad. It's about whether this highly optimized, business-focused version of YouTube is the future viewers actually want. For many people who grew up watching YouTube, the platform simply feels different today. Whether you agree with Jack's perspective or not, many viewers believe he recognized these changes long before they became such a major topic of conversation. Now it's your turn to weigh in. Do you think MrBeast is genuinely trying to balance doing good with building successful businesses, or do you see his growth as part of a broader corporate shift happening across YouTube? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into major creators, internet trends, and online controversies, don't forget to like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.